You're watching Moms Matter on Focus TV Network, and I have Alexis White, owner of A-List Tutors. She is our expert who's going to talk to us today about brain drain over the summer. Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I am so excited to talk to you because summer is approaching.
It is.
And I think as moms, we are saying, oh no, how are we going to make sure that our kids don't just kind of sit around on the couch and loaf around?
Right.
We want to keep them active with their brain so when they go back to school, they're not completely lost with everything they learned during the year.
That's true. And I think that, one of the things that they're not going to retain is they're not going to retain facts. XYZ historical event happened on XYZ date.
Right.
But we do want them to retain their skills so that when they start school in the fall, they're not like, when they're sitting there and their teacher is talking to them about X plus 2 equals 5. But how do we do that to make things sort of flow and fun?
Right.
I'm all about incentivized learning. So that means learning should be done through positive reinforcement and not punishment. So instead of saying, if you don't read your 3 chapters of Jane Eyre, we're not going to Joe's house to play video games. It should be, when you're done with your 3 chapters of such and such book, I'll drive you over to Joey's house and you can play video games. That way we know that it's part of the deal.
Right.
Point A, learning situation gets you to point B, situation of fun. And we want our kids to have fun over the summer.
Yeah, of course.
They're under a lot of pressure. There's so much going on during the year, and it's just schedule.
Absolutely.
So we want them to also experience a little bit of free time
Yes.
in between camp and this thing and that thing.
A lot.
Another thing that we can do is outsource. I think as parents, we feel like, oh, I'm a bad mom or I'm a bad dad if I don't, sit with my kid and read with her every day or do math problems. The truth is, your kid doesn't really want to do those things with you, and you don't want to be the person who has to push those things on your kid.
No, absolutely.
It just makes things so kind of difficult in the house, and there's so much arguing. So, of course, as the owner of a tutoring company, I truly believe in what we do, which is going into people's homes and making the learning process highly individualized and fun. You don't have to hire a private tutor necessarily. Any of your local kind of public libraries or parks and recs, they all have study programs over the summer. They all have reading buddy programs over the summer. So you can make it a date. Bring your little one with you and your older one. Go to the library, look for books, stop at the cafe. The older one can work with the other people at the reading club. And then afterwards, you guys get books, and then it's fun.
Right.
Another thing, use social media and find out which of your friends or your acquaintances or your family members have a kid who's coming home from college. Kids who come home from college in the summer need work, and they are more than happy to work with other kids. And there's no one your kid wants to work with more than another cool kind of like young adult. They don't want to work with you. They want to work with some cool 19, 20-year-old.
That's right.
And parents might be like, oh, well, do they really know what they're doing? And listen, they got into college. They know how to read. They know how to do math. And chances are they know how to make it fun.
Right, absolutely. I love that. Those are great tips because you don't need to, look, if you can't afford to have a tutor come at $100 an hour to your home,
right?
Like you said, you can use the public library, find out who's coming in town. Those are great resources for making brain drain kind of,
exactly. And that college student doesn't just have to come to your house. Let's say you have an older kid, like 8th or 9th grade, and you can say, listen, I'm going to drop you off at Starbucks. You'll work with Jenny for an hour, and then you guys can walk down the street to get ice cream, and I'll pick you up.
Right.
So it can be like a fun outing that they can do with the other person, as opposed to feeling like a slog.
Yeah, it's like a play date. You're setting up a fun play date with like an older, cool kid that they can hang out with.
And before you know it, your kid's going to be saying to their friends, oh, I have my tutor coming to work with me. They'll start bragging, and the kids will go, I want one of those.
I love that. That was great. To the point, so easy. I'm going to try it out. I hope everyone else out there does it.
I highly recommend it.
Thank you. Thank you, Alexis.
You're so welcome.
I am so excited to talk to you next time about getting ready for college and when to do that. So don't leave us.
Earlier than you think.
Make sure to tune in with us next time with Alexis White, where we're going to talk about getting ready for college. And I hope this helped, guys, with brain drain. Get your kids in there, get a fun young tutor, and get them going so when they return back to school, they're not like, oh, God, I forgot everything I learned. It was fun having Alexis with us. We'll see you guys next time on Focus TV Network.